Hello humans! Today we are reacting to the Artemis 2 Flight Day 2 mission highlights from NASA Johnson Space Center's official channel, which is linked down in the description. If you want to find this video and see it without any pauses or commentary from me, you may go do that down there. Otherwise, let us get straight into this video.
And Integrity Houston, we do have you on video for the 4K encoder checkout.
Just of note, I have held off watching any official video like this. I've been so excited to watch these videos, but I have held off watching any video like this just so that I can react to it authentically in the moment for the first time on YouTube for the entire subscriber base of 18 people that I hold near and dear to me. So thank you to the 18 out there who are subscribed. To the rest of you who are not subscribed, thank you also for watching. I have been so excited to watch these videos, and here we go.
That is
great news. Stand by for audio checks with the wireless mic.
Copy.
6 hours and 10 minutes since liftoff.
Amy, I just did audio with the wireless mic.
I want my desk to have one of these computers set up so I've got 4 monitors and that's the ultimate rig. I hardly even have a single desk right now with a good monitor, but one of my previous jobs I had, a 3 monitor setup, and I would love to add a 4th. I mean, this guy down on the bottom right there, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screens. That's crazy. I want that.
Did you copy?
I should work for NASA for the screens, real estate.
And we copy good audio on the handheld mic.
That is great news. We're ready to call 4K encoder checkout complete if you are.
You know what's crazy? The delay. The delay is way faster than I thought it would be. If this is all real time, I would have thought it'd be like a few minutes in between sentences. This seems like it's a few seconds in between sentences. That's crazy. Does the delay get longer the farther away you get?
We concur. 4K checkout complete. And whenever you're ready, I have some words about S-band string swap that we're interested in having you all perform. And it's great to see you all wave 4 smiling voices, and we are really enjoying seeing you up there.
4 smiling voices. It's
Not
okay.
as much as we're enjoying being here.
That is true.
That is
This
true.
view on your screen coming from Orion, looking back at all of us on Earth. This is coming from a camera mounted on one of the spacecraft's solar array wings. Just a little crescent Earth. Now 6 hours and 12 minutes since launch.
That's crazy.
The first flight of humans aboard Orion.
The contrast is also crazy. How bright the brights are and how dark the darks are. I'm surprised they didn't get a camera with HDR, high dynamic range, where it can kind of capture the best of the shadows and the best of the brights.
Be on 1 for fan speed / cabin temperature.
Houston's listening.
Amy, is it possible to lower the cabin fan speed a bit? There's a lot of airflow in here, and if that is not possible, can we increase the temperature?
Fair.
Copy, Reed. We understand the request, and we are discussing how to implement. We'll follow up.
Yeah, sounds good. No urgency there, but just know that will be our desire down the road.
Copy.
I never even thought about temperature inside that thing. What was the temperature like for the Orion missions? Or even the Gemini missions? Was that even a thing they could control? Or was it just what it is? Is it cold in space? Or hot?
Now that the crew is awake, they are going to step into a brief post-sleep period, and then they will begin preparing for the perigee raise burn, or PRB burn. That burn is scheduled to take place in just under an hour from now, about 59 minutes until that burn ignition start.
I'm going to start saying that when I wake up. Oh yeah, I'm just in a post-sleep period.
Houston Integrity, good morning. We are with you for P.
Let me, NASA, not NASA, YouTube keeps dropping every time I click on a new video. It goes all the way down to 360, and I have no idea why. It's really annoying.
PRB Ops.
And Integrity and Christina, good morning to y'all as well. Things are progressing well with PRB Ops. We can do a quick tag up here shortly once we get our story ready.
43,000
And this is
miles
Mission
from
Control
Earth.
Houston. You just heard a
That's
little
crazy.
bit of communication there on the Orion to Earth loop, and that is the voice link between the ground and the Orion spacecraft. So that was NASA astronaut Christina Cook, who is one of the mission specialists aboard the Orion spacecraft. Again, there are 4 crew members currently living and working on the Orion spacecraft as part of the Artemis 2 mission. So Christina was speaking directly with the team here in Mission Control Houston, specifically the Capcom or capsule communicator, and that flight control position serves.
Capcom is capsule communicator. I got that totally wrong So I'm watching these highlight videos every other day just to kind of space out some content. There's a lot of saturation on the Artemis 2 stuff right now. But when I watched the day 1 highlights, they said Capcom, and I was like, what is that? I thought it was Central something something command, but it's capsule communication. Okay, I'm glad I know that now.
As the direct voice link between the crew and the ground.
Houston Integrity for cabin temps.
Hey, go ahead, Christina.
Yes, it is
Yeah, it seems like it's only like a 3-second delay. That is crazy.
very cold in the cabin. Any chance you can make it warmer or reduce the cabin fan speed a bit more so the ventilation is not blowing as hard?
Yeah, Christina, understand. While y'all were asleep, we did turn one of our knobs that we have, and that was the rad loop set points. And we saw a very small increase in the temperature. And so we're going to take a look at some of these shell heaters, and we'll let you know when we start putting some of that in work, and we can see if that affects the temperature in a...
So when they are doing these things, do they have a digital mock-up of the Orion and they're like changing parameters and seeing how that like changes things? Or do they have a physical second Orion that they can physically change things on to see like how this affects this, how this affects this? If we want to raise the temperature, if we do these 2 things, will that leave us with enough power to do X, Y, Z? Are they doing all this physically in testing, or are they doing all this digitally in testing, or both? It would probably be best practice to do both and just make sure that the digital confirms with the physical. And then the third test, of course, would be them to do it and see if there's any anomalies between the digital and physical mocks that you had on Earth. I don't even know if this is even a thing. I'm just kind of spitballing what I expect I would do in this situation.
Positive way.
Our next check with you is for your go, no-go confirmation.
And Christina, Houston is go for the burn.
Integrity copies.
Thankfully, I would think, because they have so many layers of compression suits and everything, if they needed to really warm up, they could throw on some layers, right? And I would also think that over the course of their journey, it would get progressively warmer in there from their body heat. That's my guess. I'm not a scientist, but I would guess that would be the case.
Integrity Houston, the solar arrays are in position for the burn.
Integrity copies.
And this is Mission Control Houston. We are about 1 minute out from the perigee raise burn. That burn expected to last about a minute. The burn will adjust Orion's perigee, or the lowest point of its orbit, into the correct orbital geometry to set it up for its translunar injection, or TLI burn.
Okay. Is that how far they actually were on day 2 from the Earth? Like, how far out can you go from the Earth and still be orbiting it? And how far away did they orbit it? It seems like they're much farther away than I would have anticipated.
And that perigee raise burn is now underway.
And how much fuel does this thing have
And there on your screen, you can see the 8 Pulse-X engines on the Orion spacecraft. Now, this is a visualization of the Orion spacecraft, as we don't currently have live views from the spacecraft itself,
Right.
but this uses the data and telemetry from the spacecraft. Again, this perigee raise burn expected to last about a minute. Currently, everything is proceeding as planned.
So it is my understanding that perigee, like she just said, is the closest in an orbit that you can be to a surface. Not the closest that you can be, but the closest that you will be in a planned orbit. The closest point that you will be to the thing you're orbiting in a planned orbit is called the perigee. The farthest you're going to be in a planned orbit from the thing you're orbiting is the apogee. So I think what's happening right now is like they're circling the moon. They're circling the Earth. They're at their closest point now in their planned orbit, and then they'll shoot way out, and then shoot way back, and then when they shoot way back, that's when they just go on out and they're basically force slingshotting the Earth so that they can force slingshot and then shoot out to the moon. And then when they get to the moon, they pass the moon, they force slingshot back, and then they come back to Earth. That's what I think is happening. So they're doing this burn right now so that they can get into their, so they can start the first part of the slingshot maneuver around the Earth. Then they'll do their apogee when they're way out there. And then once they've hit their apogee, then they shoot back, and that's when they go to the moon. That's what I think is happening.
And we do have confirmation that that burn is complete. It was a good burn.
We're tracking a good burn.
Cool. How do you know?
And
How do you know if it's a good burn?
And with a bonus trim burn.
A bonus what?
And there on your screen, you are seeing a live view of the Orion spacecraft from one of its solar array wing cameras. And you can also see another one of the solar array wings on the bottom right hand of your screen from the Orion spacecraft. Again, this live view comes following that perigee raise burn.
Is that dot the moon?
Support there. We really appreciate it. It's been a good first. Well, it's been 2 orbits of Earth, I guess, and this one's just got a 38,000 mile apogee. We're going to pick up in 26-1-100 pre-sleep checklist, and then we're going to dim the cabin down and get some rest. Thanks for your support.
Yes, great PRB day. Excellent flight day 1, y'all. Get some good rest, and we'll be in touch in a couple hours.
You as well. Good night, Earth.
Good night, Earth.
Good morning, Artemis 2 crew. While you're soaring beyond Earth, we're sending a little piece of home your way. Here are some messages from your NASA team to brighten your flight day.
From your friends in the R3 Flight Systems Branch, we are go for exercise.
Godspeed, Artemis 2. Let's go fly from the Orion Human Engineering Team.
We're doing an excellent mission around the moon from the Huntsville Operations Support Center's Systems Engineering Team. Go Artemis!
From the Marshall Space Flight Center Earth Science Branch to the crew of Artemis 2.
We wish you success, bringing back some perspective.
We just wanted to wish you a safe trip to the moon from your JSD SWAT team.
From the Wallops Island,
it's like a radio station.
Go Artemis, Godspeed.
It's like you're waking up to a radio station.
IMAP team wishes you a safe journey.
Go Artemis 2!
From all of us at NASA's Launch Services Program,
we're so proud to support the journey to the moon.
Go Artemis!
How many people were involved in this?
We are ready to go, and that was awesome. Thank you for all of those messages.
You are very welcome.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Artemis Flight Control Room here at NASA's Johnson Space Center in Houston, Texas. I'm NASA PAO Leah Cheshire Mustachio, your Orbit 1 commentator, ready to take you through a very busy day for the crew, namely with the translunar injection burn this afternoon. That is scheduled for 6:49 p.m. Central Time, expecting a 5-minute and 49-second burn on the OMS engine.
I'm curious about the shift changes at NASA Kennedy and NASA Houston, because they're obviously going to be doing things in orbit when it's most convenient to do them in orbit. Not with no regard for Earth time, I would imagine. So it's like you could be on a shift that's in the middle of the night for the astronauts, but it's in the middle of the day for the Earthlings. Or you could do the vice versa, where it's like the middle of the night. It looks like it's quite dark out here, and it's in the middle of a big operation for the astronauts. So I wonder what the shift change is like. Is it an 8-hour day still, and they just take 3 shifts or 4 shifts, or is it like a 6-hour day, or is it a 4-hour day? Like what is the shift change like on Earth, and do they overlap on Earth? Like, is the shifts in Houston the same as the shifts at Kennedy? And how much is Kennedy doing versus Houston? Is Houston doing everything? I think Houston is doing most of it.
On the left, the data visualization you're seeing is ARROW, the Artemis Real-Time Orbit website. If you look closely, you can see we are now under 10,000 miles away from Earth. That will continue
I didn't know there was a website.
to decrease until we get to 115 statute miles above our home planet. That'll be the closest the crew is to the planet until they return for their splashdown on flight day 10.
Integrity.
Okay.
Houston has completed the poll for TLI. When the engine ignites, you embark on humanity's lunar homecoming arc and set the course to return Integrity and her crew safely home. Houston is...
That guy in the red shirt, we saw him on a panel that I reacted to maybe a week ago. I did a part 1, part 2 of NASA's mission overview, and he was on that panel. So I have some familiarity with that guy. He's like the boss of this department.
Go for TLI.
Sorry, allergies.
Integrity copies, and your Integrity crew is go for TLI. With this burn to the moon, we do not leave Earth. We choose it.
Mission control is go. The crew is go.
That's iconic.
You're getting a live view from Orion now of Earth. "10 seconds until translunar injection burn start."
I will be watching a video with photos from the Orion so far. I was hoping they would show these.
Integrity. Good engine, good control.
Like, I was hoping they would show the photos in these highlights, but maybe they will in future days.
At MET, mission elapsed time of 1 day, 1 hour, and 14 minutes into the Artemis 2 mission. As Orion was flying 115 statute miles above Earth and 247,600 miles away from the moon, we have the start of the translunar injection burn that will send the crew around the moon, the first humans to do so in over 50 years.
That's awesome. Glad to be alive. Glad to be alive during this particular momentous achievement.
Velocity of the spacecraft ticking up, now over 23,900 miles per hour.
Wow. 23,000 miles an hour is pretty
2
fast.
minutes into this 5-minute and 50-second burn. Continuing to get good calls here in Mission Control Houston from all flight controllers.
Integrity, we copy the enabled caution, no crew action.
Okay, Integrity copies.
Over 3 minutes now into the translunar injection burn.
Did they figure out the temperature thing yet? I hope they did. That's a long time to be
These live
cold.
views coming from Orion as it looks back on Earth, leaving high Earth orbit and beginning its journey to the moon. We are now 230 miles above Earth, 246,500 miles away from the moon.
As I understand it, the space barrier The barrier between, hey, are you just in the sky or are you in space? That barrier. NASA, I think, has it set at 50 miles. That's their recognized boundary. So this is well above that. But the international, I believe, is 60 or 75 miles. Maybe 65 miles. I'm not sure. But it's like the international standard for what is space is more miles away than NASA's is, which is interesting. But they're in the 200s. They're clear. I wasn't questioning that. I was just commenting on where the space barrier lies, depending on who you ask.
We have 1 minute left in the translunar injection burn. Everything
So
continuing to look good.
Could you have seen Artemis from the ground
We have
during this
less than
phase?
20 seconds left of this burn.
Like, not with your eyes, but like if you had a telescope, would you have been able to see Artemis, or Orion rather? Or is it too small? Would you have been able to see the Orion capsule passing over Earth when it was 200 miles away, or not?
This is the final major burn for the mission, because this also serves as our deorbit burn.
Integrity looks like a good burn. We're confirming.
Something funny I just thought about. You see that little cat stuffed animal sitting on the desk there? And you see that little cooler sitting on the ground, the like green and red and yellow one? I'm just thinking to myself, like, this video feed is going into the archives. This video feed that we're watching right now is going into the history books. And someone out there brought a cooler to work, and it's just a cooler and it's just another day at work. And they probably had no conception of the idea that their little drink cooler or their little cat stuffed animal would be in the archives of NASA history for the rest of humanity. That's kind of hilarious to think about. And cool. Cool that you can be in that position.
Integrity copies.
Confirmation from teams here on the ground to the Artemis 2 crew aboard Orion. We have translunar injection burn cutoff and early reports that it was a very good burn.
Nice.
Orion now 520 miles away from Earth. Just 5 minutes ago, we were only 115 miles above Earth's surface. That distance will continue to increase as we are now on a trajectory to fly around the moon for the first time in over 50 years.
Well, they are moving pretty
Live
fast.
views from the Orion spacecraft as it looks back on Earth following completion of the translunar injection burn, the burn that commits us to flying around the moon. It also commits us to a return to our home planet on flight day 10 and a splashdown in the Pacific Ocean. But for now, these views of Earth as Orion starts its journey.
Where will I be on flight day 10? I think I've got a photo shoot. I'm a photographer, for y'all who don't know.
And Houston Integrity, we just wanted to share a little bit of the sentiment up here as we came around the planet, and we're zooming over just 100 nautical miles above it, if you got a moment.
Please, Jeremy, we are all ears.
Well, with that successful TLI, the crew's feeling pretty good up here on our way to the moon, and we just wanted to communicate to everyone around the planet who's worked to make Artemis possible that we firmly felt the power of your perseverance during every second of that burn. Humanity has once again shown what we are capable of, and it's your hopes for the future that carry us now on this journey around the moon.
In one sense, it's crazy that it takes a whole planet of people. And obviously, everyone's not working on this on the planet, but like, it's crazy that it takes international cooperation to get 4 people into space. That's kind of a crazy concept. But in the same vein, it's also like people are off of this planet. That's a monumental achievement. And I know this isn't the first time we've done it, but it's the first time we've done it in, the past half century. And that's cool. I'm again very thankful I can be alive in this stage of history where these are things happening, and these are things, we're going back to the moon, we're going back with purpose, we're doing stuff in space again, and I hope that someday, some way, I can be involved. But as for right now, I am just a photographer in North Carolina who loves space stuff. And as I was thinking about it just a little bit ago, I realized I will be shooting a wedding on Splash Day 10 when they land. So I won't even probably even get to react to it live. I wish I was able to, but I booked this wedding so long ago. There's no way I could have anticipated when they would take off, when they would land. And I didn't even have this channel more than a few weeks ago, so definitely didn't consider it. But yeah, I'm looking forward to them coming back safely.
Hugs there at the Capcom console from NASA astronaut and Capcom or capsule communicator Chris Birch with Artemis 2 backup and Canadian Space Agency astronaut Jenny Gibbons. This is a live view from the Orion capsule looking back on Earth, our home planet.
Wow.
We are now 18,500 miles away from Earth. When we conducted that translunar injection burn coming up on about 2 hours ago, we were just 115 miles above our planet.
Wow.
Obviously, that has increased exponentially as we are now on the journey to the moon and back home. Currently, Orion is 223,000 miles away from the moon.
That's awesome.
This is Artemis Mission Control now, MET or mission elapsed time, 1 day, 3 hours, and 10 minutes into the Artemis 2 mission. The first flight of humans around the moon in over 50 years. And we are going to the moon. After a successful translunar injection burn today, we are now over 19,500 miles away from Earth and growing closer to our lunar neighbor, now 222,000 miles away from the moon.
That's crazy.
The view on the left side of your screen is from Orion, a live view looking back at our home planet, that small dot. And down in the bottom right-hand screen, you can see Capcom Chris Birch wrapping up her Orbit 1 shift today, as well as Flight Director Jeff Radigan. They've been leading the teams throughout Orbit 1 and the translunar injection burn.
Integrity Houston, you ready for the event?
There they are.
Houston Integrity, we are ready for the event.
That's cool.
ABC News, this is Mission Control Houston. Please call Integrity for a voice check.
Integrity, this is Gio Benitez at ABC News. How do you hear me?
Outstanding. We have you loud and clear. How about us?
I hear you loud and clear, and I truly cannot believe it. You are quite literally on the way to the moon right now.
I wonder how much ABC paid to have the first interview in space for this mission. I wonder what the amount is. Like, just if anyone thinks they know, comment a ballpark. I'm just curious, how much did ABC pay to get this over BBC or Fox or CBS or NBC or any of the other big networks? How much did ABC pay just for this?
And still speaking with us, tell me, how do you feel? What's going through your mind? I mean, this must be so incredible because have you allowed the weight of the moment to really fit in here? Have you allowed that to happen?
Man, they have like sweatshirts and like all sorts of... I mean, they were saying it's colder up there, but like I didn't realize they brought whole like changes of wardrobe. I thought they just had their jumpsuits or whatever. That's really interesting. Also, that little ball thing she's playing with, I saw a very short clip about that online. I want to watch a full video on that because apparently that was like they had students from around the United States submit designs for that mascot, and this was chosen. It was a second grader's submission. So that's really cool. I want to watch a full thing on just that little mascot guy.
Allow that to happen?
Well, first and foremost, we all wanted to give a shout out to our families first because we are pretty far from Earth and we have not gotten to say hi to them yet. But there was a moment about an hour ago where Mission Control Houston reoriented our spacecraft as the sun was setting behind the Earth. And I don't know what we all expected to see in that moment, but you could see the entire globe from pole to pole. You could see Africa, Europe, and if you looked really close, you could see the northern lights. It was the most spectacular moment, and it paused all four of us in our tracks.
That's awesome.
Yeah, well, you are making history. Reed Weissman, Christina Koch, Jeremy Hansen, Victor Glover. Congratulations to all of you. America, the world is with you. We are watching every moment of this journey, and
That's crazy that he like puts down the microphone and it just like spins, because any amount of momentum you attach to anything just perpetuates because there's no gravity to pull it any particular way. And it like spins down, she like grabs it and just like plants it and lets go, and it's just like, that is so cool to see those things
cheer
do
you
that.
when you get back, and along the way, thank you for joining us. Best of luck to you, and safe travels.
Wow. That is so cool.
Subscribe.
All right. Well, that is it for Day 2 highlights of Artemis mission. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any comments, anything you want me to react to specifically, drop it down in the comments below. And I would appreciate a like and subscribe just so I know that people are still watching these videos. Like I said at the beginning, I have 18 whole subscribers. I'm very thankful for y'all. And have a great day on Earth.